Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. There is the way, the truth, and the life. Not one of many, but one. What path are you following? Which way are you going? Are you following the one way?
Welcome to WebVo, the web devotion by One Way Youth Ministry. I am Kevin Fletcher, youth pastor here, Northern Naples Baptist Church. So it's been a while since we've done this whole internet WebVo thing. See, you talk about the internet and it just shows up. So I figured what a better way to kick back off the WebVos than to do it during Holy Week. So this week is Holy Week. That's holy with one L, because with two L's it's holly. And that's completely different, and we can talk about that later. So Holy Week. It started off yesterday with Palm Sunday, and we celebrated Palm Sunday at our church with a drama of the Lord's Supper, and it was really cool, it was really neat, and it was a good way to see visually what Jesus had done for us. And so this week we're going to look at each and every day. I'm going to bring you a WebVo of what happened that day. And so today, being Monday, we're going to look at what Jesus did. So Jesus did two things today. So he's on his way from Bethany, which is a city outside Jerusalem, to Jerusalem, and he sees a fig tree. Now, fig trees don't normally produce figs at this time of the year, so Jesus goes up to it. It doesn't have figs, and he curses it. So you're thinking to yourself, what is up with Jesus and not liking fig trees? I don't know about you, but I don't like figs. I don't know if anybody likes figs. I like big raisins, and raisins are just kind of gross. They're kind of like eating boogers. I don't know. Sounds like a big booger in your mouth. Okay. So, we've learned that Jesus doesn't like figs, but there's something different to it. It's just not trees. It's just not a fig tree. It's just not something else to it. So, we're going to look at what that something else is Wednesday. I like the little teaser right there. So, come out Wednesday, and we'll learn the kind of what the meaning is behind the fig tree, and just learn that Jesus just doesn't like figs. So, the next thing Jesus does is he goes to the temple and he clears out the temple, or cleanses the temple. And that is in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. But we're going to look at the Mark account. It's in 11:15 through 17. And it says this. And they came to Jerusalem, and he entered the temple, and began to drive out those who sold and those who bought in the temple. And he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold pigeons. And he would not allow anyone to carry anything through the temple. And he was teaching them and saying to them, Is it not written, My house shall be called a house of prayer for all of the nations, but you have made it into a den of robbers. Look, Jesus just must have woken up on the wrong side of the bed, right? First, he's got this whole fig tree thing, and then he just comes in and just starts going crazy in the temple. Well, a couple things happened. So, the Gentiles had their area to worship, and it's as close as they could get to the temple, and it was called the Court of the Gentiles. And this is where the money changers set up and did all their business. Now, probably not a good idea because you kind of stopped the Gentiles from worshiping. So Jesus is kind of not happy about that. Second, they were charging a lot of money for items that people really needed. See, if you're traveling a long way, you can't exactly be a ram or a goat or, a pigeon to sacrifice. So you bring your money, you exchange it for the currency there in Jerusalem, and you buy your offering or you buy your sacrifice. Now, the only problem is they were charging a little more than they probably should. Like when you go to a football or basketball game and it's like $5 for a drink. Ow, you're getting ripped off, but hey, there's really not much you can do. They went to a movie the other day and it was like $4.50 for a bottle of water. Now, that's a lot of money for bottled water. So, they knew they were getting ripped off, but there's really not much they could have done. So Jesus comes in, and in righteous, godly anger, he cleanses the temple, he tears down the tables, he knocks over the tables, and he quotes a verse from the Old Testament. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at Wednesday at how these tie in together, the fig tree and the temple, and the kind of what it means about Holy Week and what kind of the purpose of Holy Week was. So we look forward to seeing you this Wednesday. We will see you guys later. Peace out. God bless.